Hi everyone, Erica here from Mind Ventures Meditation and Movement, coming to you from the land of trees 6. Today we're going to do a little bit of hip loving, to include our glutes, to include our hamstrings, just a little bit of extra love. I know we're getting into some seasons of wanting to be doing more, and I think it's important that we focus on our legs, how we walk, our movements. So let's get started. We're just going to start by tick-tocking those hips back and forth, taking note. Are you even able to do this movement? Some of us are extremely tight through our back, through our upper body, which we don't realize is connected. So really being able to do this movement can be difficult for some. So just acknowledging if you're able to tick-tock back and forth. Excellent. And if you need to have your legs wider, go ahead and have them wider. And as you're doing this with wider leg stance, do you notice downstream or down our legs if maybe you're feeling a bit tight on the insides of your legs? Good. And let's come back to center. Now let's get the pelvis rocking in the opposite direction. What do I mean by that? We're going to tilt that tailbone forward, and then we're going to tilt that tailbone back, tipping our pelvis forward and tipping our pelvis back. Now we're not doing this, okay? We really want to focus on just the pelvis moving. So it's a very tiny movement, but so important and extremely nourishing for your body. Good. Keep going. Keep rocking. And this is a beautiful one to do lying down on the floor because you get the feedback from the floor of how much you're rocking that pelvis back and forth. Good. Come back to center. Let's bring our stance in a little bit. We're going to shift our weight to our left leg, and we're going to allow our right leg just to swing back and forth. Good. And if you want to get the arms in there, you can, or you can just leave them on your hips. Just getting a little bit of movement going. Good. Let's come back to center. Let's switch sides. So shifting weight to your right, just allow that leg to swing back and forth. Now, if you want to use the wall or use a chair as you do these movements, by all means, please do. Good. Good. Let's come back to center. Shake out those legs if you need to. All right, legs are going to come about hip width-ish. What feels comfortable for you? Because we are going to come up onto our tippy toes. So let's try a couple. You're more than welcome to use the wall. Use a chair for balance. What we're doing is we're focusing on coming up onto our toes and pressing those big toes into the floor and then slowly lowering back down. So we're inhaling, coming up, press those toes in, and then exhale, slowly come down. Keep going. Inhale up. Now, if you're finding when you're pressing those big toes in that your feet want to go out to the sides, it just means that we need to work on our ankle and foot mobility, strengthening some of those foot muscles as well. Good. Slowly come down. Doing them slow and steady. Asking some of those smaller muscles to kick in for us. And then slowly lower back down. Good. Let's add to this. So I'm going to turn sideways. We're going to inhale, come up onto our toes. Arm comes up overhead. As we exhale, we're going to bend through our knees, keeping our shoulders over our hips, taking a breath in. As you exhale, pretend you're blowing out a candle. Stacking those ribs over pelvis. Another exhale. One more. Good. On your next exhale, we're coming all the way up onto those toes again, and then slowly lowering back down. Good. Let's do that again. We're going to inhale up. Arm comes up overhead. We're going to exhale, drop down, keeping ribs over pelvis, blowing that candle out. Exhale. You might start to notice an activation through your belly area by doing this breath in, breath out through our mouth, blowing out that candle. And one more exhale, blow that candle out. And then inhale all the way up and then slowly lower back down. Whew. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Good. Now, if you're working on balance, you're taking the wall out of the equation. If you're working on strength and stability, working on the muscles in your toes, you're going to use the wall. Arms can be overhead. And then we're going to inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Good. Let's shake that all out. So let's practice coming into chair, because we're going to add to this in a couple of different ways. And so what I mean by chair, legs are hip width apart. Inhaling up. As we exhale, we're shooting our bum backwards, trying to keep our knees over our ankles the best we can, just as if we were going to sit into a chair, and arms are going to come back behind us. Take a breath here. And we're going to inhale all the way back up and exhale back down. Let's do that again. We're going to inhale up. We're going to exhale, sit that bum back. Be mindful of those ribs this time. Can you draw those ribs towards your spine? And let's activate that breath again, breathing in through our nose, exhaling all the way out. And that will stack our ribs over our pelvis for us. We're going to inhale all the way up and exhale back down. Good. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, sit that bum back. So option of keeping your arms forward, maybe bringing them back behind you, maybe to your thighs, to a chair, to a wall. Good. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling back down. Let's add to this. Let's add a little bit more intention to our leg work here. We're going to inhale up. Exhale back in the chair. Bringing arms to where you feel comfortable having them. From here, what I want you to try and do is feel like you're pushing that floor away, like you're trying to straighten your legs, but you're not going to straighten your legs. Notice any sensations that might change for you, feeling like you're pushing the floor, you're trying to straighten your legs, but you're not letting them. Inhale all the way up, push that floor away again. Exhale, back down. Let's do that one more time. So inhale up. Exhale, take that seat. Find a place for your arms that feel comfortable for you today. Now feel like you're pushing that floor away, but you're resisting. You're not going to straighten those legs, but you feel you really want to. Keep breathing. Keep sitting those hips backwards. Inhale all the way back up. And exhale back down. Good. Let's tick-tock that back out. Give a little love to those hips. They're working hard. Good. Excellent. Now, let's add to this. We're going to work a little bit on our balance as we work on some hip stuff as well. Let's go and balance on our left leg first. We're going to shift our weight to our left leg. We're going to externally rotate our right leg and draw our foot to either our shin, our knee, our thigh. And we're working on pressing that knee down towards the floor. So being mindful that we're not letting that left hip sag. We want to loop that hip back into place and work on pushing that knee down. So again, if you have a chair or a wall you would like to work with, by all means. Good. And if you wish to inhale those arms up, you can exhale them out. Inhale up. And then we're going to release that right leg down and exhale our arms down. Switch sides. So weight comes into our right leg. Inhale up. Externally rotate that left leg. Ankle comes to shin, knee, or thigh. Push that knee away. Notice from side to side. Does one leg like this movement more than the other? You can exhale, arms out to side. Inhale up. Let's do that again. Exhale out. Inhale up. This time we'll exhale, release the leg. So that's our bus stop one for the next movement. If this is what you want to work on, just working on externally rotating and allowing the leg and knee to press down and away. If you want to move to the next bus stop, we're going to add taking a seat to it. So we're going to shift our weight to our left leg. We're going to switch sides. We're going to inhale up, cross that leg over. And then as we exhale, we're sitting that bum back, sitting back into chair. Again, being mindful that we're not allowing that hip to come out to the side. We really want to sloop it into place, sitting those hips back. Trying to be mindful of the knee, the standing knee, of trying to keep it somewhat close to being over the ankle. It's not going to stay, but it's the thought process. Really working on that glute of that right leg crossed over. Being mindful of those ribs. Take a breath in here. Exhale like you're blowing that candle out. Inhale all the way up. And exhale back down. Good. Tick-tock that out if you need to. And let's switch sides. So weight comes into our right leg. Left leg, externally rotate. Draw to shin, knee, upper thigh. Working on pressing that knee down and away. So if this is your bus stop one, this is where you stay. Working on maybe your balance, maybe working on leg placement, working on external rotation. If you wish to add to this, you're going to take a seat. You're going to shoot those hips back, directly back. Be mindful of that standing hip, that we're not allowing it to be sassy. Sitting that bum back. Still working on drawing that left knee down and away. Keep breathing. Blowing your candles out. Inhaling all the way up. Releasing, exhale down. Good. Tick-tock out one more time. So let's switch sides. We're going to shift our weight to our left leg. Lift right leg up. Externally rotate. Working on pressing down. If this is bus step one, here you go. Bus step two, shoot those hips back. Working on a little bit of balance, maybe using the wall to help you or a chair. Arms can draw forward. Arms can come out behind you. Really choosing your adventure for today. And then inhaling all the way up. Exhaling back down. Good. One more side to do. Shift that weight to the right. Cross that left leg over. Finding your balance. And then coming into bus up 2 if that's where you're at today. Remember, always choosing your class and meeting yourself where you're at. Keep breathing. And then inhaling all the way up and exhaling down. Tick tock out. Good job. All right, let's mimic some walking movements. And these are really important so that we can work on our hamstrings a little bit. So let's go ahead and let's balance on our right leg to start with. And we're going to shoot that left leg, that left heel forward. And then we're going to hinge at that hip, shoot that bum back. Good. And then we're going to come up. We're going to shoot that hip back, lift those toes up off the floor. As we're doing this, be mindful in the standing leg that we're not scooting that hip out. Loop that hip in. Hips are back behind us. And then come up. Exhale. As we bring those toes up, sit that bum back. Breathe. Inhale all the way up. Lift toes. Bend that knee. Shoot those hips back. Inhale, back up. We're going to do one more. Lift toes. Shoot your hips back. And come on up. Whew. Shake that out if you need to. Good. Let's switch sides. So shifting our weight to our left, shooting that right heel forward, bend into that standing leg, hips go back, still trying to keep a nice straight line from back of head to tailbone. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, sit back. Be mindful we're not arching through our back. Blowing our candle out will allow our ribs to drop down towards our pelvis. And then come up. Exhale. Blow your candles. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, come up. Let's do one more. Here we go. You got this. Sit back, toe up. Inhale, up. Good. Tick-tock that up. Excellent. Let's do one more because we have got time. We're going to do a bit of a glute one for us today. Let's start by balancing on our right leg. And you may or may not want to use a wall or a chair for this one. It's like a kickstand. So we're going to allow our weight to come into our right leg. Our left leg's going to be a bit for balance, like a kickstand. And what we're going to do is, as we find our balance, we're going to allow ourselves to hinge over just a little bit, finding all of our weight on that front leg. Once we find the weight on our front leg, we're going to take our whole body and we're going to come up, and then we're going to hinge at those hips and come down. So all the weight's in that front leg, and come up, hinge, stick that bum back, finding that weight in that front leg, and then hinge up, hinge down. And you might start to feel a little weebly, a little wobbly, and that's beautiful because it's wonderful for our nourishing our nervous system. Good. One more. Good. Go ahead, release. Shake that out. So the important part is finding that balance and putting all of your weight on that standing leg, or a majority of your weight on that standing leg. So let's switch sides. So finding the weight in that left leg, using your right leg as a kickstand. Bend slightly. We're not bending forward into the knee. We want to try and keep that knee over ankle best we can. So find that weight into that leg. And then we're going to hinge at that hip and come up. Hinge. All of the weight in that front leg and come up. Be mindful that we're not creating a sassy hip again. Good. Notice from side to side which leg might really be working a little bit harder than the other. Exhaling as we go down, inhaling as we come up. Good. And then come all the way up. Tick-tock that back out. Good. Let's just take a moment, wherever you might be with your legs, standing together or apart. Give those shoulders a little bit of a shake. Take a nice big breath into your nose, out through your mouth. One more, in through your nose. Excellent. Give a little wiggle to your hips. Maybe give a little bit of love, a little bit of massage. And there we go. A little bit of hip love today. Hips, hips, and more hips. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining and sharing space today. Be kind to yourself.